Hi, BLACKTREE TV family. I am your host, Farai Gundan, and I'm on the rooftop of the Ritz-Carlton here in Los Angeles at the 2004 BET Awards. I'm sitting here with Alex Okosi, who is the Vice President and Managing Director of Viacom International, which has several channels underneath it, but I'll let him talk to us about his channels. Welcome to BLACKTREE TV.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so talk to us about your position over at Viacom International and some of the and your portfolio, some of the channels that you manage over in Africa.
Well, I'm the Senior Vice President and Managing Director from Viacom International Media Networks Africa, and we have a portfolio of different brands, which includes MTV Base, which is our Africa localized channel for Africa, MTV, BET International, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, and VH1. So you have 6 different brands under my portfolio on the continent.
Okay. Now, Alex, over here in the U.S., obviously we are very familiar with those channels, VH1, BET, MTV, and they might look very different in Africa, I'm assuming, than what a viewer would see. Can you walk us through some of the programming, maybe changes that you would find over in Africa?
Well, for us, for instance, Africa is still very much into music. So with our MTV Base brand, we have a lot of music on the channel. So it's a combination, of course, of local African music from across the continent, as well as international music. The youth culture in Africa is like everywhere else. They love their hip hop, they love their R&B genres, but they also other Pan-African genres that they're very much into. So, we work very hard to be able to aggregate all that into our channel and air it out. We also have specialized branded blocks of the channel within the different countries that cater more to those the music from those countries. So it's a very, very it's a very different channel than what you see in the U.S. It is very much in line with the young Africans' taste and attitudes. And beyond the MTV brand, we also have Nickelodeon on the continent. We have Comedy Central, which again provides an opportunity to provide a platform for African comics to be able to demonstrate how funny they can be. So there's a lot, our different brands feature a lot of different pieces that are very different from here, but we also leverage some of the international content that work here that will also work in Africa. So it's kind of the best of both worlds in those channels.
So what are some of what type of shows that are here in the U.S. that are doing well that are finding success on the continent that you're actually showing on the continent?
I mean, there's a variety of different shows. I mean, I think traditionally, when we launched the channel, for instance, Pimp My Ride was still big in Africa. The Diary of a lot of the international artists, are still something that you'll find that works on the continent. There are some other lifestyle shows that that work to a very small segment, whether it's Jersey Shore. But for the most part, we really try to make sure that we air content, whether it's my international library that makes sense for Africa, but also to develop a lot of content locally. So we do a lot of content around Diary of African Artists, capturing a lot of events that are on the ground, staging events ourselves, and also being able to kind of create some lifestyle programming that not only deal with entertainment, but also deal with the issues that young people face. So whether it's, a show like MTV Base Meets, which deals with leadership, or a show like Sugar, which is a drama series that kind of talks about the sexual health issues that young people face, we really try to make sure that we create content that resonate with young people.
Now, Alex, you mentioned that you also stage some of your own events, and we are here in LA for the BET Awards, and obviously we have some African artists that have been nominated. What role have you played in making sure that the talent that you're seeing on the continent is now introduced to the global market?
Well, I mean, I think BET is obviously the international BET International channel is part of our portfolio, and in Africa we've been a catalyst of really developing the music video scene particularly, and also the artists. We have an annual award show called the MTV African Music Awards, the MAMA, as we like to call it, that we just actually executed about 3 weeks ago. That a lot of artists that are here actually were nominees, and a few of them actually won award categories as part of the MAMA. So for us, it's an amazing opportunity to go from the MAMA, which is a global award show, in that it does get repackaged for airing in all our different MTV channels, but to also bring those artists to this platform, which is as African nominees as part of the BET Awards. So it's an amazing synergy that we have to be able to leverage what we're doing on the ground in Africa and being able to bring the artists here, to the U.S. for the BET Awards.
Now, talking about the Mamas, I thought what was very genius and but also very strategic of you was to use some talents from the U.S. Back on the award show itself. How did that work out as far as being receptive and also the long-term aspect of using talent from both the continent and the U.S.?
I mean, for us, it's quite critical. As I mentioned, obviously our African viewers like a combination of both. While they love, the U.S. urban culture, so our channel airs, U.S. music videos, especially from like the urban genre, and then obviously they love those artists. So being able to bring, some U.S. artists over to perform on our award show, it's a great sort of collaborative piece. We make sure that with all the artists that we bring from the U.S. to Africa, that they collaborate with our African artists. So whether it's Miguel this year or Trey Songz or, French, they're all in their individual songs, or at least their performances, collaborated with African talent, which I think is phenomenal for the talent, because for young people in the U.S. or around the world to be introduced to African talent, sometimes it makes it a lot easier if they see them on the same stage, side by side, with equal footing with the American artists that they may be more used to or know about. So I think it's a wonderful thing, and we're always very pleased when we're able to get the artists that are coming over to understand the importance of them collaborating and working with our African artists.
Alex, now one thing that a lot of our American audience are not familiar, you've been very instrumental in raising the standards of music videos in Africa. Now tonight, African artists are actually performing for the very first time at the 2014 BET Awards. What are you expecting to see out of Tiwa Mafigizolo and Sarkodie from Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa?
I think they're going to be great. They're performing as part of the BET experience here. In LA. I think they're going to be amazing. I know them as an amazing artist. I'm going to be in the front row, of course, dancing to their music and cheering for them. But I think, these artists, women, they may not have the notoriety on a mass basis like the U.S. artists do. Are huge artists across the continent. They command millions and millions of fans that are really, that really love their music. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity for them, and hopefully, as African music, continues to grow, they'll have more and more opportunities to perform at these sort of award shows.
Excellent. And final question, Alex. Okay, so you have two Nigerians that are nominated in the international acts at the BET Awards. You have South Africa, you have Tanzania, and you have Ghana. And I think Tufan, I'm not so sure, from Togo. Who are you rooting for, and who are you predicting to win tomorrow at the BET Awards?
Well, for me, it's a tough race. I think more importantly this year, all the artists that are nominated, they can all be winners, quite frankly, because they're very, very talented. It's a tough one. I think Davido has a big chance because he was a huge winner at the MTV Africa Awards. Mafigizolo also won a couple of awards there. So, may the best artist win.
All right, guys, I am signing off here with Alex Okosi, the Managing Director and Vice President of Viacom International Africa. And I think we're going to take a dip into the pool here at the rooftop of the Ritz-Carlton.
You're watching BLACKTREE on TV, only on Soul of the South.